Hi, this is Martin here at GSA Golf in Naples, Florida. Today we're looking at the GSA Golf control panel. The control panel is actually an interface between the cameras and the sensors to the game software. It's not usually seen, and you can hide it by hitting the send back button and to display the game software again. And to get it back, use the Alt and Tab keys, and you're back in the control panel. Okay, the control panel also calculates all the launch parameters such as the ball and the club speed, ball and club path, ball launch angle, ball spin and club face angle, impact of the ball. Once all these calculations are done, which only takes a few milliseconds, it sends the launch data to the game software. The game software is the software that renders the golf course, like you see, expert chain and the golf club. Once it receives the launch parameters, the ball is launched. So depending on what system you purchased, you have to set up the control panel to that system. For example, CX2, which is 2 cameras, CX3, which is 3 cameras, club tracking, horizontal, vertical, and then we've got, you can just use a club tracking camera. We've got the PX2, which is the optical sensor map. We've got the PX5, which is the optical sensor map, plus the vertical and horizontal cameras. And we've got our launch monitor, our LX Pro, which consists of 2 cameras. We've also got an LX Live, which is the 1 camera. So, assuming you've got a CX3 system, which is the 3 cameras, that's the club tracking, horizontal, vertical camera, we can look into the camera windows that display the images that the cameras capture. This is the 4-mounted vertical launch camera. As you can see, it leaves a ball trace. There's a picture of me there hitting the ball, but you don't want to have that in the image, so we use these blue border lines to block out parts of the image that we don't need. So it's only the part of the image that's within those blue borders that is actually valid. So as you can see, the ball leaves a trace, and that trace we can see exactly what the launch angle is. Based on a scaling factor, we can calculate the speed. And that scaling factor, if you adjust it, you'll see that the speed increases or decreases. There's a default setting for that. Okay, the second camera in the CX3 system is the overhead mounted horizontal camera, which measures the ball direction or ball path. Ball path is measured from a known launch position, which you can adjust. If I move the borders over, we can see you can see my feet and that launch position. Once again, we've got the blue border lines that block out parts of the image that we don't require. So the ball path is displayed in the window as well. Okay, the third camera in the CX3 system is the club tracking camera. It's looking directly down onto the club. The current version of the club tracking camera requires tracking dots to be applied to the top of the club. These tracking dots leave a trace, and from there we can calculate the speed and the club path and the club face angle. Once again, adjusting the scaling factor will adjust the speed. To move that scaling factor up and down, the club speed changes. Club face angle, that's impact to the ball. You can also use club face angle before impact. That's slightly different. It does change. Okay, that was the 3 cameras in the CX3 system. Let's move on to our LX launch monitor, which you select here in the setup. So if we look into the camera window this time, we can see there are actually 3 frames. Frame 1, frame 2, and frame 3. The launch monitor uses balls with a dot pattern on them, and we detect all those dots of all those dots, 2 are selected to calculate the spin and the spin axis. These are shown in the red and green crosshairs here. They produce a certain angle. So that's in frame 2. If we go to frame 3, we see this is a different angle, and we can calculate then the amount of rotation. From that we can calculate the spin rate, which is shown here. Ball path is measured by detecting the difference in size of the image of the ball. So in frame 2 we've got a certain size here, and if we switch to frame 3 you can see the size got smaller. So if it got smaller, the ball is moving away from the camera. We can calculate then that the ball path is actually left, if you're a right-handed player, that is. Launch angle can be calculated between frame 1 and frame 2, or frame 2 and frame 3. That's shown as the green line here. If we select see what we're going to do, that's 12 degrees from frame 1 to frame 2, and if we go frame 2 to frame 3 we got 15 degrees. Sometimes it's useful to see all 3 frames together. You can use the composite function here that shows all 3 frames in one frame. Now you can flip from frame to frame like that. Okay, that was some of the basics of the control panel for the launch monitor. So we'll move on. You can also manually generate launch parameters. In this window, this is a graphical presentation of it. There we can change launch angles with this button. So the type of club we're using, you can see this is approach, sandwich, drivers, all that. Launch angle changes accordingly. Spin rate. Okay, we can adjust ball speed, and trajectory is shown at the top of the window there. Ball path. Club face angle. Club path. That's the angle of attack. And we can launch a ball if we wanted to. Yeah, that data, when you hit that button, it's sent directly to the game software. You can also manually enter parameters like this, ball speed, and send that data to the game software. That message will appear then. Okay, we can switch back to system status, and we can see what frames are coming in here in real time. This is important. Spin dots. Some balls, if you're not using our spin dot balls, you're using balls with a logo on, then you would switch that back to logo or spin line on the ball. Okay, that concludes our instruction video for today. There'll be more videos later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.